Flower Conroy is going to go first, if that's okay with you as Suzanne and Flower. I usually go in alphabetical order if there's not a need to do it otherwise, just for, I don't know, just as a habit. So I'll introduce you a little bit to Flower. She is an LGBTQ plus artist, an NEA and MacDowell Fellow, and a former Key West Poet Laureate. She's author of Snake Breaking Medusa Disorder, which was the winner of the Stevens Manuscript Prize. She also wrote A Sentimental Hairpin, which it was an Eric Hoffer finalist, and Greenest Grass, which was winner of the Blue Lynx Poetry Prize, and it's forthcoming in 2022. Her poetry has appeared in American Poetry Review, American Literary Review, New England Review, Prairie Schooner, and elsewhere. So welcome to South Florida Poetry Journal Reading Series. We can't wait to hear your work. Thank you, Flower.
Thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, Judy. I can't wait to hear Suzanne read. I'm going to read from the collections that Judy mentioned and some new work that I'm working on. I'm going to set my timer because I read through it and I was at the limit, but then I changed things. So I don't want to go over the limit. And just as a courtesy, I'll give a blanket trigger warning. There's a little bit of everything in here. So. Get that down. This is from Snake Breaking Medusa Disorder. Facts about snakes and hearts. The ache between now and now. It begins in uterine as a sound. 11-ounce juggernaut of mainspring containing everything but hair and claws. Ventricle, aura, what of the seeping pore? Point of origin, finite form, a glove twisted inside out, circumnavigating the entrance hall. Cane break, rattlesnake, carpet viper, teeth sharper than eyes facing backwards. Dislocate, deviate, to consume whole another. To continue beyond an air, a swimmer born swimming, a tongue in constant motion. To be and to be and to not be a vessel. Walls thicken, limbless, purely carnivorous, body, all body. It is the flute and not its music. In the blue may or may not mean what you think it means. Also cold-blooded. How is a tree like a snake like a heart? A door you thought locked, not. How riddles work. Sometimes the truth's warped, I mean wrapped in humor, and often the simplest unnerves the most. I tried. In Delacroix's Oil on Canvas, tiger growling at a snake, both creatures' mouths gape. Both predators' tails curly-cue. Golden the ground as if drought ravished, and the bristles urgent, more umbrage than leaf. The Grimlicken's ears point backwards towards the mountain. A look in the eye, as when you shied never, before walking out of the room into the afternoon. Both bodies hunched, wound, tongues curled, teeth flashing, sour breaths flashing. The cat pits its throaty gnarl against the asp's rasping. Only one survives. If you cut open the tree, the serpent chokes and count the rings. But no, it's impossible to enter into the inevitable carnage of the painting. I lied. No one survives.
Mm-hmm.
I curse the world. I curse the body made political without its consent. The arbitrary distribution of joy and sorrow, paper swans in the snow. I curse the body made political by virtue of being, that if I lie my breast upon your breast, if my pelvis cradles yours, the price of God skyrockets. I curse the uncertainty of how to enter this new hour. My being witness, when like feathers in a river, the time for watching's past. I curse the body made political and the silencing of those caught whispering into the well. the well's walls. The emptiness within the well is. I curse the body made, its atoms, that they encompass more nothingness than not nothingness. I becurse the body made political, that if I use the word becurse, I becurse the hearse slowing the gray horse on its course to the boneyard, for example. My speech shall seem overwrought and archaic as a glass doorknob on a bread box. I curse the body made into political bread. The bread teeth are broken on and backs are broken for. I curse the body made political in an age of germ warfare, and that I just sneezed and I, goddamn, that sneeze and the tissue not in my pocket, but not the stranger repeating, God bless you, as God bless you. I curse the body made political, each annulus of the bull's eye, the arc of the arrow, the blindfold tightened. I curse the body made rain, the rain before rain is rain, the day clear but not bloodless, and the exquisite asylum in the photo that is, upon closer inspection, the inside of a violin. I curse the body made political, made art. I curse art because I just exited a deep orchard of grief and entered a blue lit valley of grief, and I can't blow my nose with art. I curse the rose as a symbol of beauty, the grape as God blood, the lion and the dog-hearted murmurations of flowers, those punching through petrified wing and those withering in the strong sun, drinking in the last of the light. I curse the milk thistle I'd pluck and comb my hair with, and the child I was sitting there in the yard, brushing, close-eyed, as if I were rusted field yielding. I curse the body made political bones, the anagram which transformed curse into cures, and the monk who in his bestiary wrote, when a turtle dove is widowed by the loss of her spouse, she grows bitter about love itself. And the anchorite's footnote, mere women are seldom able to come up to the standard of doves. O body beyond your receiving, above all, I curse the shell beside its nest, sidewalks stained in blood. Above all, goddamn, body, I curse the standard of doves. Oh, thank you. Got very hot in here. must be one of those hot flashes. We're getting to that part. Universe in reverse. August and the queen palms radiate blue. Depressions, or are they impressions in the sand from when I lay atop you? Salt encrusted hair. We are the descendants of starfish, pentagrams in our blood cells, not gills, but arches. Flash of green on the horizon. The hour of reckoning looms between ape and angel. When you strike the match, godheads of incense slither from your lips. When you lean over the railing in your thin t-shirt and little else, all time drops to its knees. Thank you. This is going to be from Sentimental Hairpin. I'm just going to read a couple from this one. Sound curls in the tunnel of my ear. Picking at the split ends or lighting matches just to blow them out, I could distance myself from myself. The first time I came, I thought I pissed myself. My hands cramped into lobster claws, my tongue furred, mouth went dry. He shut the door behind him, left me leaning against the vanity beside the shower curtain, wiping my nose, the inner side of my thigh with a tissue. The desire to want to kill oneself differs from the desire to want to die. One being where river spills, the other being the spilling. I didn't want to die. I wanted never to have been born, to not have quickened. But now that I'm here, is it the death or the dying I fear? I mean, one can't feel one's own absence, can one? They'll get, thank you. We'll get through the heavy shit and then it'll get a little lighter. Because to dress means to eviscerate. The gate hinge makes a frayed nerve sound opening, a bee sound, as if slugs riddled the hive. Weekly circular and car wash coupons jut from the mailbox, and my father's still receiving Field and Stream magazine, though he's been long gone. I've returned to haul bags of what cannot be salvaged out of the basement and into the garbage. My father glossing rib and muzzle, stock wedged against his thigh, cup of coffee beside him, cigarette balanced on the table's edge, smoldering. What to do with the quiver of arrows denuded of their razor tips, mossy box of brass shells, the engraved spay, sheepfoot, and coping knives. What to do with the small chest with its bright polishing rag and can of oil, its rods and brush. Piece of hair in my mouth, sweat prickling between my breasts, grime along the inside my arm, dirt falls into my glass of water. I drink it anyway. I drink it because I'm thirsty, and the gate is a deer strung up by its hind legs from a tree, twisting and leaking into a bucket, and there's no more ice in the ice tray, and siren after siren whizzes by, and I just walk back down those cluttered, narrow stairs, and it's quiet here. It's quiet. The outside world muffled beneath this fur-lined deer stalker cap, and though I'm sure it'll give me a rash, irritating my scalp and ears, stinking as if it's been dredged from the bottom of a bog and pissed on, mouse or squirrel or musk, engulfed as I am in its woolly silence, a silence one practices, the heart the target, crouched in cold, one good eye, one bad, one shut, one unblinking. As branch becomes antler and antler becomes the sweet spot between ribs, my father misses or doesn't. I can't bring myself to take off this rotten hat. Is this what it is to be gutted? Emptiness, a body? I slip a bullet into my pocket. At the sink, I wash my hands for the upteenth time. In fact, every time I enter the kitchen, I scrub my hands. They're still damp when I try the door to the gun cabinet, but that key's been missing since I don't remember when. Might skip that one. Thank you, thank you. Might skip that one and get closer. So this is from the forthcoming. Oh, and this is from my past life where I know Susie. I was an esthetician and a nail tech, and this is based on an experience I had. The weight of a hummingbird. It's known as desirology, the art of making the deceased appear less lifeless. But I can't help hearing in it an echo of desire that's more unnerving than formaldehyde's antechamber perfume. While Chicky attended the hair, I deepened the pousse of the eyelids, customized a lavender mauve pigment to match her in-life chain-smoking lips. From its small height, the comb dropped, and the sound of its having fallen cut the air into ribbons of lilac like a soft rain. Then dim-lit and cool, the room, seeped in carnation, hoarfrost, cloud of lily, returned to its faintly floral quiet. I dusted her dark vellus, peach fuzz, with blush. I shellacked her nails, her favorite shade of purple. When I encountered the scalpel, poised in Huerta's poem by Gottfried Benn, I misunderstood it as the flower and not the body about to be anatomized, as if a laurel wreathed the surgeon's brow and its petals loosened and feathered down, littering the pearl ribs and strewing the table. Even the medic's rubber gloves were covered with petals and blood. It was utterly breathtaking. The word utterly, balmy as frog skin, moldering baby's breath. And the word breathtaking, like a vine threading barbed wire, cadaver, corner. I think salad, colder language for garden, and death reader, a noctiferous name for forensic examiner, doctor, coroner, derived from colonel, from keep the pleas of the crown, crown with its roots in corona, corona as in halo, as in yoke slipping away from its center. It was as if the blade's mere intention impelled the petals to ghost the incision, a flower bomb deliriant with tendril and silage from projection or wake. The flower fell apart. The dead woman lay on the steel table, organ garlands splitting beneath the deft fingers, the corpse opening like a rose within a rose. To tend, to tender, to. I will smother you, I say. And Shane says, just be careful of my bio bag. And I say, no, I mean with a pillow. And Shane says, oh, I thought you meant hugging me when you see me again. And I say, no, I mean, you know. And he says, oh, but that's understood. That's packed. And I say, I'll scratch your back. And Shane says, I'm a wretch. I need a massage, but I can't with this thing. And I say, I'll pick your toes. And Shane says, my feet are awful. And he lowers the screen, and I can now see his scabbed purple feet, skin peeling in layers. Days later, I'll sit on the floor for 2 hours, scrub, scour, rasp, buff, snip, shave, slough, rinse, rub his feet and calves, pedicure them immaculate as they can be, not holy, not Mary washing the feet of the dying seer, but something akin to that. Thank you. All right. Oh, we're doing great. Now I'm going to move into, these are new poems I'm working on. They're from a bestiary. And here we go. They're a little lighter, so we got that going. A little. Fisher cat. Lighter for me. I think some of them are funny. We'll see. Fisher cat. An awful sound, notes Anna L. The worst sound. The red fox mistaken for your screaming. Caterwauling blacksmith pounding metal. Really, you're a ferocious weasel taking on porcupine and lynx, are solitary except in breeding season. I've been told to peel my lips and let the mouser have my kisser. I've been tiara'd vulgar kitten and still strutted down an alley looking like bait by virtue of existing. Been wolf whistled, goddamn girl, you are voluptuous, by a stranger twice my age, my first time in the city. My freshman year, a senior leered, while you're down there, as I genuflected to pick up a pencil. A male mentor admonished, well, you're not exactly demure. He meant my profanity, but his eyes watched the wind flick my vintage dress. Maybe I looked single that day, strolling down Duval Street with my cougar, that is longer in the tooth, wife. Maybe I looked prey, our hands not entwined, when a pack of drunk frat boys passed and one of them shouted, Jesus Christ, look at them ham hocks. And I unleashed, whipped around, hellcat, hissing, snorting, yelled, oh yeah, you chauvinist pig, come pet my silky pelt, I fucking dare you, before Cheshiring. See, that was lighter. 2 degrees lighter. All right, 2 more. Grafenberg spot. This will take a sip too. Locker room eavesdrop. What do you call the useless flesh that surrounds the vagina? The woman. No purpose save pleasure. How's a vagina like a shark? One's a fishy man-killer, the other lives in the sea. Actually, a woman's natural lubricant shares the organic compound squalene found in the apex predator's liver. Little man in a canoe, pendulum, purple bean. If you drag a shark backwards by its tail, you will kill it, flooding its gills. Sword, sheath, key, latch, touch, or tickle. Ovary the size of an almond. Wishbone and shark brain shaped, uterus the size of a pear. But like an iceberg, the clit may be larger than imagined. Pea or gherkin pickle. Devil's teat for soul sucking, divining tool for identifying witches. Despite red drops in the ocean, there's no evidence linking menstruation and Jaws attacks. Never do anything to a clitoris with your teeth that you wouldn't do to an expensive wristwatch. Lado grotto of 8,000 nerve endings on the interior roof at 12 o'clock. Ageless, boneless, open-eyed sleeper. Tonic immobility. What's the difference between a clitoris and a bar? Most men have no trouble finding the bar. What's pink? It gets worse. It gets worse. What's pink and slippery? Pink slippers. Panties in the window insisting it's not going to lick itself. Rosebud, Tootsie Pop, my sweet, sweet cherry pit. And then perfect timing. Thank you. And then my last one. Thank you so much. Thank you for putting up with me. My crazy mind. Okay. Gumby. True. Stretched by your heartstrings, you never know what you might morph in or out of. Massaging of the eye cells. What how you move is called. Titular green clay humanoid character. Your gender plastic, which has got me thinking about my baby shower. Not weather phenomena, raining newborns, but a churchy basement luncheon where my mother-to-be sat in a chair opening lavender and yellow presents. Not a sniff the diaper party where you pin a happy face on a paper vagina, but an afternoon of punch bowls and homemade macaroni salad. Setting woods on fire, crashing planes, petting alligators. These modern reveals reinforcing guns or glitter, ties or tutus, rifles or ruffles, stashes or lashes are, I'll say it, fucking tacky. Too much presupposition. Green, chosen because it was seen as both a symbol of life and radically neutral. For your embodiment. I mean, if we cut all the way through your homogeneous goo. I wouldn't want to know. I'd relish in the mystery. I mean, of whomever I was, if I ever was, into the world to be bringing. My legs in stirrups, my new gynecologist asks what I'm using for control. Embarrassed, but not for why you think. I answered, sex with my wife. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Flower, for reading your very rich, complex poems with us, and fun poems too. Really fun. Great.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed that.